Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, people. You're back again with Talk Football. As you can hear, I am feeling a lot better today.
Yes, not as congested, Anthony. You sound great. It's like a new man.
bro, bro, I feel wonderful today. I am feeling absolutely wonderful today. And a few minutes ago, I seen a lot of things that made me actually laugh at myself. To be fair, it's only a laughable matter in my opinion. I just don't see how I can look at it otherwise. But
Yeah.
we have Josh with us again today. Josh
Hey
MUFC.
guys,
Please
how are
go
we?
support him on his channel as well. Uh, and yeah, we got Solomon in the
Ouch.
chat. Hello, my brother.
Hello,
Big
my
up as
friend.
well.
Thank you for joining us
Thank
yet
you for
again.
coming up. Thank you for coming on all the streams as always. But yeah, we got an interesting one for you guys today.
Mhm.
We're gonna do a little bit of a transfer roundup, in the sense, not even a big transfer roundup, just talking about what has been happening, like right now, basically, and then go on to talking about whether VAR is good for football or bad for football. And this is where we would want you guys in the comments to tell us whether it's good
Take
for
that and go to the
football
lounge
or
room,
bad for
please.
football as well. Because at the end of the day, you are the most important people of the channel, and you guys are the people who are making the channel as well. So that's the most important thing for us today. So we got twisted in the comments first thing in the morning. Hey bro, as well. What's the latest on Kunde? I think you already know, Twisted. The Barcelona reporters are saying it's 99% done for Barcelona. And the Chelsea press right now are also saying it's 99% done for Chelsea. So I do not know whom to believe. To be fair, I really don't care. And I have maintained this quite a bit as well. As Barcelona will always be the bigger club. If they want a player, they will
Apologies.
get the player. If they want the player, they will get the player. If you want him, that's all good. That's fine. We have paid up the money. We have shown what we can do to the best of our abilities, and they're happy with our thing. If they want him, and if they are willing to do the same thing as us or even better than us, all well and good. Do it and get him. I have no problem with it. It's not a
Just,
big deal.
just the only issue with Barcelona, just like I just said to you before, is the fact that they're moving beyond their means and they're holding up the rest of the transfer window for many
Yeah,
clubs. And I think that's the
exactly right.
biggest frustration with a lot of these things. And if Kunde ends up going, I won't be surprised, despite you guys
I
being linked
won't be
for so
surprised
long.
either, to be fair, bro.
Like, but it's La Liga, Barcelona and Real Madrid, just like Bayern in Germany, just like PSG in France. Like these big clubs accumulate the best talent of each of their consecutive leagues. So
Yeah,
it's bound to happen at some point.
it is what it is. At the end of the day,
That's
like,
right.
people would say, okay, this is what it is. You guys are taking a big L on Kunde. So what?
Still got Koulibaly.
Still got Kulabali,
Yeah.
and that that's still good. And at the end of the day, bro, it is what it is. You miss out on a play, you miss out on a play. It's not a big deal at the end of the day. Maybe
Yeah.
we dragged it a bit too long. That might have been Chelsea's a little, that might be Chelsea's like fault in that sort of way. However, with the new ownership change, things change, directions change,
Yeah.
targets change, and is Tuchel struggling to sell Chelsea's vision? No, I don't think so. The
I don't think
player
so.
player agreed to join Chelsea as well. He agreed to our terms as well. At the end of the day, you just have to admit to yourself that Barcelona is the bigger club. I would expect the same thing. Like, if, for an example, Manchester United was in a transfer race with us, I would say, if they did have Champions League football, for an example, Manchester United is the bigger club, and the player would join Manchester United. I mean, structurally and everything else was fine. I mean, if everything
Yeah.
was a level playing field, I mean, so I don't see that as anything else. At the end of the day, it is what it is. The player
Yeah.
will join. The player could join Barcelona, or the player could join Chelsea. Who the hell cares at
Yeah.
the end of the day?
That's
For
right.
me, it is what it is. At the end, for me, the most important thing is for us to be ready, And yep, thanks Bobby for jumping in as well.
Yes, Bobby.
Thank you for jumping in as always, bro. Have a great day for you. Have a great day ahead from your side as well.
Mhm.
But as I said, Josh, for me, it's not a really not really a big deal, to be fair.
No, and a lot of I guess a lot of fans expect a player once they're linked with the club that they're going to go there, and then all of a sudden it changes, and the banter is never ending.
Oh yeah.
And I don't understand, like this. It's like this. They're trying to expect loyalty from players that are linked. I don't know why,
Mm,
but it's like I don't know where things have gone wrong in the fandom over the last even 5 years. Where it's probably you can just blame Twitter. We'll just all blame Twitter and make it an easy reason. But the fact is, players just like clubs have multiple options when it comes to a transfer. So
100%, bro.
like if United, for example, don't get this De Jong deal over the line, and the rumors are true that he's just not going to leave after these levers, then by all means, that take the L. There will be banter coming our way because we spent so long waiting on it. But at the end of the day, he has said numerous times that he ideally wouldn't want to leave.
Yeah.
So I don't see where the L there is. It's just a little bit of all aspects because
Bro,
De Jong
I
could have.
can't
Yeah,
imagine how could they say that there is an L for Manchester United in this situation, because Barcelona owes the player 17 million, and there is a
exactly.
clause in his contract saying if you say this, you can be terminated. If you do this, you can be terminated. If you
Yeah,
say this, do this. All this nonsense stuff in the contract, like their 500 million release clause for Lewandowski, which is absolute
exactly.
stupidity. I
Yeah,
mean, that's what it is at the end of the day. So he is bound to say, I want to stay at Barcelona. And who the hell
yeah.
says no to 17 million?
No, that's right. But he's not going to walk without it. And even these stories about United potentially making up the difference because of the increased offer and all these sorts of things and bonuses and add-ons attached. And they're doing. I can't. Okay, I don't think United's done anything wrong in this
No.
situation in this regard. Perhaps they've um, pondered a little bit too long, but it's also I think it was only a week and a bit ago that De Jong actually came back from holidays. So
Yeah.
there's only so much you can do until the player is there involved directly with the clubs and the negotiations, and
Yeah.
that's where a lot of fans just let it go sliding. It's just like use a little bit of logic basically, and oh yeah, no, don't mind the missus. She's being Batman in the background. She's loving it.
I'll see what I want.
Yeah, yeah, you can see her in the reflection there. She's right about there.
Yeah. But
Tickle,
look at
tickle, tickle.
this question from Twisted. United can up their beef if they really want him. But why
They
would you
already
pay
have.
above market value?
Well, you see, I think it's JP and something is the one of the head financial people that dictate the market value of players. But then you've got clubs valuation, which what they think the player should be worth, and then
Mm.
there's the actual the bid that comes in as a when it comes to the negotiations to what will be acceptable. So 75 plus 10 or whatever the deal will end up being. It's
And
just
plus, bro, there is another thing that I think you might have missed. With regards to Barcelona's financial situation, you can
mhm,
exploit those situations as well.
you can exactly. And I just the negotiations have fallen flat. That's all I think has come to. It's
Mm.
literally down to De Jong and then the remainder of Barcelona situation because United's all the reports have said they're Barcelona are happy with the fee, happy with the add-on structure.
Yeah.
De Jong's happy with the wage and that sort of stuff, but it all comes down to that last money, the
Yeah.
17 million. So soon wait and see. I'll admit I'm getting impatient with it now because it shouldn't take this long to get a player in on a
Mhm.
traditional situation, but this isn't just a stereotypical easy transfer. So
No. Nothing is easy when it comes to Barca this season, anyway, bro. I am actually sick and tired of this transfer window right now,
oh, absolutely.
because it's like this, right? You agreed terms and everything, but at the end of the day, If you can't pay up or if you can't do something, just straight up say that you can't do it without fucking penny pinching.
Well, that's where the annoying thing is for me as well, because Barcelona have agreed all of these terms, all of these things, yet 2 hours later, Joan Laporta will come out and be like, "Oh no, this guy's not for sale. We want to keep him." Or
Yeah,
there's another club coming in for him because Chelsea was linked and whatever else at certain points, and it's like we'll try and extrapolate another 10 million for him or something. And it's like, just agree the fucking fee, tell the player that he's going to get his money, give him a payment plan.
that's
Sort
it.
something out, move the players on, get the next lot of players in, register them, and get on with the fucking window.
Exactly right. And bro, like, they're selling their assets right now. So the third lever is gonna kick in another week or so or
Mm.
something like that, which means that they're gonna lose 30% of revenue that is
Yep.
coming in to the club for the next 25 years as well. I
Yeah.
mean, that's up to them to do whatever the finances they're doing up there. I just think it's some sort of a, I don't know. I don't know. It's some dude with a calculator down there, like a calculator watch, doing his shit and then trying to figure something out or something like that. But at the end of the day, for me, Josh, like, I just look at it in this way, right? Okay, the Rafinha situation, all well and good. Rafinha wanted to go to Barcelona, fine, all well and good.
Absolutely.
He wanted to go to Barcelona. Come out and say, yes, we are going to pay this much to you guys, and then it's done. You know what I mean?
Oh,
It's that's fine. Just come out and say that we are gonna pay you guys this much, and the job is done, so that clubs like Chelsea, clubs like United, clubs like other clubs that can move on to other different targets at the same time without
yeah.
just wasting their time. And the truth is, everyone is scared of Barca's revival. I am not. I really want
No.
them in the Champions League. Clip this if you want. I don't care. I want them in the
I just
Champions
want
League.
to see them get pummeled again 7-2 by Bayern. That's what I want to see. Fuck them.
Do
Go and
you
get
really
what they call
believe?
the Blaugrana or something. I think it's the Spanish term for Barcelona. Or
No,
he
that's
gives a
not that.
shit.
They sold that, isn't it, to Spotify?
Oh,
Now it's
right.
now we had to wait until Rihanna's next song comes out, so that would be the name for what they call Barcelona.
SOS.
SOS. That's what it is. It's SOS. But yeah, the main reason why we are here to talk about is, I thought it's a little bit of an interesting conversation to have now that we have had VAR in the footballing world for, like, 2 years, 3 years
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah.
Um, it seems to sort of develop controversies upon controversies, and they
Yeah.
solve some, and more stuff come out.
Yeah. VAR
But
is very, well, very
all over the place, to
divisive.
be yeah,
Divisive as well. I mean, for something that costs so much money to implement, that's supposed to help get the correct decisions in the game, yet there's so many, whether it's offside or whether it's a I don't know, the team bringing someone down in the box or whatever, and then it's just all the. We'll get on to more talking points later, but yeah, it's been very divisive, needless to say, so
like,
far.
technology in football, bro. I have no problem with it. Goal
No,
line
absolutely.
technology, fantastic thing.
Yes.
It's a fantastic idea, and it has done a lot more good than it has done harm. Whereas VAR has become just another talking point.
Yeah, it's it's almost gotten to a point where it's a laughing stock too. Some of the absolute terrible decisions that have been overturned as well.
It,
But, yeah, sorry, go.
it's absolutely weird. So what I was doing, I was reading through one of these articles from sorry, from Give Me Sport, to be honest. That's why I got this idea. We should do a stream about this, to be honest. And they have highlighted a few points, like, for an example, Kane, Foden, Martial versus VAR decisions of 2021 have been ranked, and there are some shockers. I was just
Yeah,
taking a look at it, and I was just thinking to myself, bloody hell, we haven't spoken about this, isn't it? So maybe we should need to speak about it. You know what I mean?
yeah, absolutely. It's a good talking point, and it's. I mean, I know that other people have done their discussions and their opinions on it on panels and talking heads and pre-match, post-match, midweek football shows, whatever. But it's definitely something that's always worth a discussion. I think because there's I saw a bunch of end of the first. I think it was 1920, possibly 1920 season when it was first brought in,
Mm.
and then
2021 it was when it was actually bought
2021.
in.
Okay, but yeah, like you're seeing in sort of different points of the year, you'll see whether it's like a match of the day or some sort of Premier League coverage or something. You'll have the pundits talking about it, and they'll have their differing opinions, or they'll pull apart an individual decision that was contentious and give their thoughts. But it's very hard to. Oh, that's a good point. That's something I actually was going to mention on later. Yeah,
But then how can you fully automate it, bro?
that's that AI. They're going to have to come up with some sort of AI system, but
It's
who
it's
knows?
it,
It's yeah.
it's it, I don't think it might be possible maybe later down the line, but I don't think it's possible right now.
No, you wouldn't think so. Not unless they're all going to run around in those bloody like EA Sports. They put them in these the body gloves with all the
Um,
sensors all over it, and
You know why I say that, bro? Because can you like remember there was this weird decision that went against Harry Maguire. Apparently, he was offside. He's They were in this free kick situation. He
hmm,
stepped out and he stepped in and he fouled a player, and the
yeah,
player couldn't go for it, and they hit and like Manchester United scored, but the goal didn't count because Harry Maguire blocked this player because from an offside position or something like that.
yeah. I think it was like a near post or something
Yeah,
like that, and he ended up like barging into the player and yeah, getting all the goals overturned. But it was
like,
yeah, it.
but that's the thing. Like, how could you automate something like that? For an example.
No, that's right, and but that's where they've taken care of it. That they have the grid lines on the field when they do the replays and things like that to try and gauge that barrier of where where the hand is, where the arm is, wherever they decide is the point that is decided as offside based on the defender's position.
Mm,
Um, but you see that it's the on Twisted's comment actually, in that's one of the biggest things that will always make VAR so contentious, because you'll never get 100% consistency, because just like refereeing, whoever is sitting there in the box in the van in the car park or wherever the bloody VAR is located, they will have their own opinion and their own reading on what the rule actually is being asked. So,
mhm.
so what and you saw it plenty of times. They've changed the sleeve position of where the handball
Apparently,
position is located.
the sleeve goes right down to Rodri's wrist.
Yeah, exactly. So therefore, it's not a handball.
No, Rodri
No,
has Rodri's shoulder and his wrist is the same thing.
no, that's right. He's just got very short arms.
Yeah,
But
he's like a
yeah,
Tyrannosaurus Rex.
exactly.
That's Rodri.
That's right. That's right. Or Nick Pope, depends on who you're talking about here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel that call it a bit controversial, but it's kind of like any kind of religious text. So the Bible, the Quran, whatever sort of. It's going to get shady here, but these things were. So the VAR can consider the VAR like a holy text, right?
Yeah.
Where it's created by man, it's been adapted by man, translated by man, and then
Hmm.
it's down to the individual man to interpret it in the way that they think it applies to the situation.
Yeah.
So you're going through about 4 or 5 different levels of analysis before you. And the ones that piss me off is like, oh, we'll go back to ref's call. They can't make a decision. The ref goes to the screen and then makes the call. And there's so many amendments to the rules, and
I
and
mean, I don't mind that though, bro.
yeah. But see, the biggest argument for VAR though is all fans want is consistency. That's really all they want. So they
Consistency would
yeah,
make a big difference.
you can never have consistency because you could have you could have 3 or 4 different people doing the VAR over 2 or over 6 or 7 games, and these people have their own interpretation of the offside rule, of whether it's classed as handball, whether there's like whether the difference between a red or a yellow. So if someone's gone in, slide tackle, one-footed with studs up, is that a yellow? Is that a red? Or someone else will just be like, well, he got the ball first and then he took him out in the follow through. Some people will be like, okay, that's a free kick and a yellow card. So the to achieve consistency, I think, is impossible.
Like this, for an example, the referee decides against a red card for this. I remember this.
Yeah.
And then Richarlison's goal like offside, and Odegaard puts in the goal. But
Yes.
this was reviewed by VAR, and I don't get why this wasn't a red card.
Is it possible to actually play the clip, or will we get done for copyright?
I don't think so. I think we need to play it safe and not play it.
That's fair. That's fair, because I don't actually remember seeing that, so it makes it difficult to actually comment on it. And see, the VAR and referees now accountable for their decisions. I find it exceptionally frustrating because of, as I just said, that it all comes down to individual adaptation of the rule and how they see it. So did he make contact with the ball there?
No,
So yeah, for me, that's at least a yellow.
that's it. That's
And
not
a
even
penalty.
given as a penalty.
It should. Yeah, is that that's inside the box too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
goalkeeper.
So if that went to VAR and they said it was no penalty, then surely by the rules, you brought down a player that's not in possession as a goalkeeper. That should go down as a penalty kick. And
Yeah,
card. Any card will do, but it's quite comical to be to be honest. Like,
but
I
this is the
just
problem with it all, isn't it, bro? At the end of the day, and or make what they're discussing about a bit more audible. Like for an example, you watch rugby.
yes,
I watch rugby as well, and also I think you watch a little bit of cricket here and there as well.
occasionally,
I
yeah,
do, yeah, and I watch cricket as well. Whenever they communicate with, for an example, the third umpire or the video umpire
yeah,
in rugby, or even in footy, for an example, in like AFL,
yeah.
and even in rugby, they have a conversation with the video referee,
Well, yeah, they
and
do.
then you see where the thought process is. At least you can say, ah, this is why he didn't give
Well, you
this.
see, yeah, you see it in the NFL as well. When the referee goes to make a decision, he will his microphone and his speech and his decision making is played through the PA throughout the entire stadium.
Yeah,
So he goes, all right, I want this. We're going to go back to third down, 10 yards back, whatever, and this is the decision I'm making, and that's final.
yeah,
And I see it in rugby league in the NRL.
yeah,
The video ref, they call it the bunker, but it's all VAR. It's all the same shit, just different names.
yeah.
Um, you actually hear like, I'm not sure if it's on the ground, but I know in the broadcast you can hear the referee communicating with the video assistant referee and going, this is what I think's happened. I just need you to check this out to make sure that there's no impeding fouls or anything for a goal, for a try, for a whatever.
Yeah,
So I feel that if that was included as part of the referees on the field, so just say, oh well, Mike Dean's moved into VAR now, but just say it was some other random Anthony Taylor or whoever random ref in the Prem,
yeah,
and they say, well, look, I know that there was contact. So just say with that goalkeeper video there. So like, look, I know the goalkeeper brought him down, but I just want to make sure he made contact with the ball, and then we'll have a decision. That sort of thing, where the players, the fans, the pundits, whoever, they can hear, as you said, the line of thought, what they're looking for in the decision for the VAR,
hmm
because that way it will remove a lot of that
Doubt.
debate as to what the hell was he go
Exactly.
why did he go to VAR, and then the conversation can then move one step further and going, okay, well, how does he interpret the rule, and is that appropriate to, is that the right decision? Because there's so much, I guess, there's so much left unknown when it comes to the decision, because you don't hear exactly what they're looking for.
Yeah.
You only see it on
Ex-
a screen, and the
ex-
offside you'll see the lines and oh shit, yeah. So it's just one of those.
you are absolutely right. At the end of the day, bro, what will happen is after a game, for an example, if it's a pivotal game, you end up losing the game. For an example, for me, the offside rule, I have decided to myself, the offside rule is equal to all teams.
Yep.
So even if you're offside by a nail, or even if you put your hand out like that, and if your fingers are like 2 millimeters longer than they were before, and you're still offside, you are offside. It is what it is, right?
You're offside by a nose hair. Yeah.
Exactly. It's just fucking nonsense. But still, you are offside, and it has been quite constant with
Yeah.
all teams in general. So for me, I have no problem with that rule. Like for an example, I remember there were so many Chelsea fans who were very upset for that Lukaku goal in the Carabao Cup,
Yeah. I know the one you're talking about.
and he scores, and they were saying, "Oh, he was never offside. He was never offside." It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. VAR, even if he's like in even he not even his toe, his bootlace
Yeah.
was longer, they'll give it offside.
That's right.
It
Yeah.
is what it is.
So I feel the offside rule in football, I'm not actually okay with. It provides consistency, which is good. So you get,
No,
the majority
I
of the
mean,
time they get the decision right. But for
I
me,
don't agree with the rule,
yeah,
but I'm okay with it because it's consistent.
that's right. Yeah, it's very very hard. Well, I know that there's some decisions that have been gotten wrong because you see something from a different camera angle that wasn't shown on broadcast that
Yeah.
shows, they might be 3 or 4 centimeters offside from the bloody, I don't know, they're changing direction and their hair just decides to flick this way or something, something stupid that but for me, like, in because I sort of followed rugby league a lot growing up, so for me,
Yeah,
offside was always the basically the line of where the last player was.
correct.
So that's in an attacking team, even though they're playing in two lines. Um, the way I saw offside was, well, for me, it should be based on foot position as opposed to body position,
Yeah,
if
yeah,
that
yeah.
makes
It should be
sense.
the last foot, bro.
Yeah, right. Because someone might be pushing off their, like, just say their front leg is through the line ahead of the defenders, but their rear foot is the one that they push off to start a sprint.
Correct.
For me, that should be
Because that's
considered the
where the
point.
ball would be, the last foot.
Exactly. Now, but that's just a minor that's just a minor qualm that I have with it. But at least she already turned me down twice today. But no, at the very least, the rule is there and consistent enough for the decision to be made on a regular basis.
It's a very
So,
serious conversation, and I'm fucking laughing my ass off, bro.
oh, absolutely, absolutely. No, I get it. I'm just I had I have no problems with VAR. I have. Oh God, he's gone. He's gone. All right, I'm taking over hosting duties now, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Talk Football. I'm Josh MUFC. Anthony is no longer with us. Today we're discussing VAR and the controversy that it is. So if you have any comments, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe in down below. Join Anthony CFC on his channel. Come to mine as well.
But coming back to all seriousness, the thing with it is, one thing that I didn't understand in the offside rule. We are just taking the offside rule as an example, right? One thing I didn't understand is, bro, Like if
Yeah.
a player points like that and his hand is offside, which is his palm or
Yeah.
wrist and all this, you can't score goal with that,
So why should it be
which will be
counted?
deemed handball,
Yeah.
but you can be offside with it.
Yeah, you see and that's another thing because he could just be pointing pass this way and I'll run into it.
Yeah.
It's just a message. It's not like he's twisted. Fuck.
Oh no, VAR right now. we're putting this on to VAR right now.
No, that red card.
Red card.
I'm off to the showers for an early one.
Hand
Fucking hell. No, the
pointing.
oh sorry, not that hand pointing. The hand pointing. It's as simple as a player just goes, "Hey, this is the path I'm going to run. Pass it to me," and he can't score with that part of his hand. It's not giving him a physical advantage above the defending players that are in his way. Essentially, it's not like,
Mhm.
and that they can't exactly run into his path as he's trying to make a through run.
Correct.
That's a penalty. That's professional foul.
Yeah.
So in that situation, in that example, then they should be still allowed. So that's where my argument for say foot position as opposed to body position, because it's like just you see a cross come in or something, everyone starts running back at the same time. So where is I don't know. There's a lot of I guess there are a lot of grey areas in the decision making around the VAR. And I think that's where the biggest controversy comes from because the fans, as has been said, the fans just want consistency. They want the same or very similar decision to be made each and every time, which it hasn't been. But for the most part, VAR has been an improvement for key decisions.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like I agree. Like the improvement have been massive from the time it actually started
Exactly.
to now. There has been a lot of improvement. But would you say is it good for football, or would do you think it's bad for football? Is it killing something from the game in your honest opinion?
Um, that's a good question. It's kind of loaded actually because I feel that as a majority, it has improved the game.
Correct.
But I feel like some decisions take too long to be made.
Yeah.
So just say sometimes it's the offsides as well. Sometimes
Mm,
they're drawing the lines and the graphics and getting everything lined up in their little drawing tools,
yeah.
and it just kills the momentum.
Hmm.
And I feel like, especially when it comes to having a goal scored, the celebration kind of dies out when they go, look, I just want to check for offside. I just want
Oh
to check, make
yeah, I
sure this,
feel
that, and the other.
bad then.
So that that 30 seconds elapses, they award it, and then they're finally okay. We'll just start walking back to halfway now, and it does kill momentum at key points. But
Hmm.
I feel that if they should have maybe like a counter, like in the basketball games, you have 30 seconds to attempt a shot on the other end
Yeah.
on the shot clock. They show something like that, like a 15-second limit, and then if you don't make the decision, the on-field referee's original decision stands, for
Correct.
example, just to allow the flow to continue. So, in short, I think it's been good for the game, but I feel like there needs to be more amendments to VAR's level of involvement.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I completely agree with what you said. Like for me, like the only thing that I would ask is maybe include the conversations that they have with the real video assistant referee as well, so that
Yes.
going forward we would understand why that decision was made, what was the thought process, what parameters did they take in order to take that sort of decisions,
Mhm.
and things like that, so that people will have a lot less to complain about, because at the end of the
Yeah.
day, whatever happens, the decision has already been made. Just because you say sorry after the game doesn't change the fact that you lost the game or won the game at the end of the
No,
day.
that's right. And I
And
think I think there should be the dialogue, not just the referee asking, but the conversation between the VAR and the on-field referee. rather than just being like, I'm looking for this, and then the VAR makes a decision. It should be like, okay, well, according to the positioning of Thiago Silva,
Yeah,
um, his momentum was coming forward, so he didn't have enough time to get back, which rules off the offside opportunity or whatever. Like just however
correct.
they decide to word it out. So that way, there's yeah, it removes 90% of the doubt, because then the other ten
Exactly
percent
right.
is just down to human error. That's the big thing for
Are
me.
there any rule changes to VAR next season? To be honest,
No
VAR
idea.
is not. I don't think VAR sets the rules. It's basically you have your set of rules. What they do is they just look at it
Well,
in a
the yeah,
much more slower pace, basically.
the VAR obviously has to abide by the handbook of the laws and the rules of the game for during gameplay.
Hmm.
Um, but I know that I don't know if it's the FA or FIFA in general or whoever, they make the decision on what VAR can and cannot rule on. So I know I think initially it was just for stuff inside the penalty box, but then I think they changed it a bit to be I don't know, sort of different parts of the field, and they can even I think have input or something at a certain point to
It's like that
infield play.
handball rule when it first came off.
Yeah.
Everything was handball.
Yes.
But then they changed the rule. But what happens to all the handballs that were given in the beginning of the season? I remember Manchester United conceded a couple of handballs with absolutely no reason for even it being a handball, to be honest. You
Yeah.
know, and what happens to those types of things? So, however, in I I think they get more decisions correct than they get wrong, to be honest. But the ones they get
Yeah.
wrong are really highlighted. So for them, I think that's what they do. They just check, okay, these are the number of decisions that went to VAR, how many of it was right, how many of it was wrong. And then, yep, if it's close to like 80-90%, they don't
Yeah.
care about it at the end of the day, because 90% accuracy means at the end of the day, football fans cannot be satisfied no matter what. They will
Yeah.
complain about the referee no matter what. That
Exactly.
is the name of the game. At the end of the day, they will come. They will complain even if it wasn't VAR, and they will sometimes complain why didn't it go to VAR sometimes, and then if it goes to VAR, they complain why did it go to VAR. So
It just goes to show these fickle fans cannot be pleased.
you
The-
cannot be pleased, and the only way that I see it can be pleased at least a little bit more in a way that they could actually grasp it is if they can make it a little bit more audible so that people can hear how that thought process went across and bring in a little bit more consistently. And as you said before, as well, Josh, that's the only way I see this happening. But
yeah.
yeah, I think that's the thing about VAR. I mean, it's certainly an interesting thing to talk about, to be honest.
Yeah.
However, it is what it is with VAR. We got to put up with it right now because it's already here. They've invested so much of money.
Well, yeah, I think it is here to stay, because for such a long, I feel like, yeah, like for such a long time there was a cry for some sort of technological input, whether it was goal line technology or VAR or some kind of the Hawkeye even. Like I know there were mentions of Hawkeye being as part of the goal line technology or whatever. There were all of these ideas that were put out that, but a lot of the purists, a lot of the older football fans, they're like, well, we don't need it because it's fine the way it is. But
Mhm.
in ways, it removes a lot of human error. That my initial argument is that you've still got a bloke with his interpretation of the rules sitting there going, well, actually, no, I think because they could have been coaching, not coaching, they could have been refereeing for 20 years, and
Yeah.
they have a very old ideal of what it should be, but maybe that's not what the decision should be initially. So I feel a lot of it is down to match by match, person by person, and that it will never be 100% consistent, no matter how much they try, no matter how many rule changes or little amendments they make to certain rules to help
Mhm.
the decision making, because there's always an area of grey that is going to have a misinterpretation.
So we got to question. We got a comment from Philip as well. VAR can be good when it's more consistent, but for now it is too inconsistent. Absolutely right, mate.
Yeah,
And that's the problem. Right now they have some decisions that are pretty consistent, whereas most of the other things that are happening are very inconsistent. And
yes,
even if it's inconsistent, if you have that sort of dialogue where you hear as to why they took that decision, you could sleep well that night knowing that this guy made this decision thinking like this.
exactly. Yeah, well, I remember. I think it was the end of the 2021 season, and or near it, and Pogba. Well, I forget who United were playing, but Pogba was standing there in a wall on
Mhm.
a free kick just outside the box, and I forget who it was, but he drilled it, tried to get it over the top of the wall, but it came straight for Pogba's face, and he ended up
Right.
putting up his hands to it deflected off his hands and went off into whatever area,
Yeah.
and it was ruled as a handball. But there was a
Yeah.
big contention because it was like, why should it be considered when the bloke is putting his hands up to make sure he doesn't get his face smashed? And then the other people are like, well, who gives a fuck about his modelling career? You're meant to be a United player. Just cop it in the face and move on, you know? So it just goes to show that no matter what sort of simple decision is made, there's always going to be two or three different versions of what people think the rule should be.
And also, bro, they would say, "Oh, it was an unnatural position." Right. Let me kick a ball at your face and see what you do
Yeah.
naturally.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, I'm just going to stand there and take it. No worries. I'm going to end up with the nose out of joint, like sitting 3 inches to the right. Like, fuck off. No way.
Exactly. Exactly. Let's see what you do. I'll kick a ball as hard as I can at your bloody face, and let's see if you put your hands up or not, you dingbat.
Yeah,
That's what I like.
absolutely.
This is the problem with everything. Like they take it too serious. Just because you're a United player or a Chelsea player or a Liverpool player or a Man City
Yeah.
player or whoever it is, you're still human. You're still gonna put your bloody hands up.
Yeah, and sometimes you see these people coming in from a sliding tackle inside the box, and
Yeah.
they might have gone a little bit too early, and then they overshoot, and their hand is left trailing.
Yeah.
All it takes is the striker or whoever's there in on goal to just tap it into their hand, and 90% of the time you're going to get a penalty for it.
Exactly. Exactly.
So
And
things that are stupid are just made even more stupider because these rules have to be abided by so much more stringently.
yeah, bro, like the other thing is I remember something. I think this was against Kai Havertz and Dan Burns last year with
Yep.
Newcastle, right? He jumped up like he that's how you jump, isn't it? Like I don't know how other way you jump to get
Yeah.
a lot of height. And it's his elbow hits the face, and they were like, "Oh, VAR made a bad decision. He should have gotten a red card." He's not a fucking salmon.
But
He can't do that. He's not a salmon.
just now I've just got a picture of Burns going in and out of the lake with that.
No, so they said that Kai Havertz should have got a red card because his elbow hit Burns' face. Dan
Yeah.
Burns is a huge, tall, mountainous guy. And Kai just, he just jumped
Yeah,
like
yeah. But
that. And his elbow hit his face. Kai is not a bloody salmon, so he can anybody who is watching this video stand in one place and jump as hard as you can. Just uh-oh. I think we're gonna see this. It's that's exactly. There you go. You get more leverage by trying to do that. That's a natural way of doing things. Y-
I was jumping.
Be uh-oh. But you get my point, isn't it, bro?
I'm sorry for showing off my beaver basher there, guys. That's probably need to be taken down at some point. We'll edit that out.
Yeah, we'll pretend like you didn't see it. But you get my point, isn't it? It's so hard to jump without moving your hands about and shit like that.
Exactly. You're going to look like a bloody what do they call them?
Salmon.
A champagne cork, just bobbing around.
Exactly. You're not. That's what I mean. He is not a salmon. That's the.
No,
That's what.
he's a human. He's a Homo sapien. He's got 2 arms and 2 legs and a good hairline. Like, I don't know what what you're expecting from him. Like, and
And this
and
is
and
what I
the
mean.
other side of it, it's a contact sport. These things just happen. These things happen. Like, if you're gonna if you're gonna give a bloody card or a free kick for everyone that ends up bloody accidentally elbowing someone in the face in a contested airball, may as well just fucking star jump. Oh god,
Yeah,
may as well just call it
and
cancel
that's
the
what I
sport
mean, bro.
now.
Like in that situation, you can't blame VAR for things like that. Like, what is VAR supposed to do?
That I said that they're the sort of things that shouldn't be ruled on, in my opinion. Like, they're both going in the air for a contested ball, unless he's literally jumped up and gone, "Oh, you're here," blink, poke him in the eyes.
Yeah,
It wasn't blatant. It's not like he just jumped up and went like that. You know,
Mane
it's
did that, by the way.
oh, he did, yeah, scam.
But he's gone. One less problem to worry about, but he's gone.
That's right. That's right.
But yeah, all in all, this is all we have for you guys today. I hope you guys enjoyed our little conversation about VAR as salmon and star jumps and many other things that was discussed in this random video that we did,
It's
which
one of the
was
most confusing 45 minutes I've ever had in my life. To be completely honest with you, I'm, I'm mosh pitting by myself here. You're talking about salmons and starfishes and whatever else, and
The silly salmon.
it's just people getting elbowed in the face. Um, yeah, I could go on, but it's been a very interesting 45 minutes, no doubt.
yeah. But that's all we have for you guys today, and hopefully good luck with your preseason game as well, Josh.
Yeah, looking
Who is it
for
against? Aston Villa, isn't it?
Aston Villa. I
The
think,
villains.
no offense to our wonderful head moderator Twisted, but I think Villa will pose a stronger test for United tonight. It'll be interesting to see if that consistency of performance can continue. So yeah, keep your eyes peeled. I'm actually hoping to jump on and do a United preseason review. Oh,
Up,
hey, Eagle Eye Football. How you
up
going,
the
Rich?
up the palace for sure. Up the
Thank,
palace for sure.
thank you for joining us, Rich.
Thank you for training our star boy Conor Gallagher quite well. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, right. That's 2 of them in the chat now. Yep. So that's oh, you guys. Well, no. What are you going to do now? You can't send out all your loanees anymore. You're going to have to cut down on the amount of players you send out.
Oh, that's why we're keeping all of them, bro.
There goes Chelsea's bottom line.
No, apparently we got a loan or something. I don't know what it is for. It's
They-
it's
they-
something
they-
to rebuild we are building Stamford Bridge or something.
Yep. Same kind
Send
of I come
CG back. After that penalty, we might. I don't know.
Oh, that was a mare. Yeah, you can
That
have
was
it back.
not good. Preseason or not, that was not a good penalty.
That was madness. That was a madness. Definitely.
I don't know what went through. I think he was indecisive of something, but Connor is still a good player. I think we will use him quite well this season as well. So for me,
Yeah.
that's it. But we would love to have eagle-eyed football on Talk Football one day. But yeah, for sure. And hopefully Villa will beat Manchester United. Let's see.
We'll
Let's see.
see.
Manchester United
We'll see.
have been looking very, very good, by the way.
Don't hype it up. No.
No,
Remain
I'm not
balanced.
joking. I'm just saying they have been looking good. There have been good things about Manchester United. I'm not saying that they're going to win the league or anything of that sort. Nothing of that sort.
Why not?
Okay.
Why not?
You
Why
say
aren't we going to win the league?
I don't know. You guys, you just told me don't hype it up. I didn't hype it up.
Confusion settings are not working. Okay, error 404, confusion not found. Oh dear.
They're doing a QPR watch along. Yep, everybody in the chat, please go on to Eagle Eyed Football as well. Anybody else who is watching it afterwards, go on to Eagle Eyed Football and give him a subscribe and put in a like in his videos and watch alongs and everything that he does as well. Great supporter of the channel as well. Yes, please do that as well. Connor missed it on purpose. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. I don't know. That's my mantra. This transfer window, everything might happen, might not happen. That's what I say about everything these days.
Well, it's not too late to send him out. It's not too late to send him out.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, let's do it. Talk football for sure, bro.
I'll catch up,
Uh,
chat.
for sure. And yep, thank you for everybody who jumped in the chat, and we love your comments and
Always
everything
good
that
to
you
see
guys
him.
say. We always let you
Absolutely.
say guys say anything that you guys want to say, because we really don't have any echo chambers. We really don't care. But you can just have to watch the playback of this channel just to understand why we really mean that. To be honest, we were just talking about star jumps and salmon for 1 second there. So yeah,
Absolutely.
that's the whole idea about it. But yeah, as always, guys, thank you. Goodbye, God bless, and good night. Please subscribe, like the videos and everything else as it is. I think you guys already know what you guys should be doing. But thank you as always. And goodbye, God bless, and good night. And thank you,
Lasers
Josh,
out.
and hope you guys win against Aston Villa.